Your host, Lex E. Rojas, aka Dakota Woolner, aka Dakota Wolf, aka a fellow human being. This week's episode is called Pigeonholed. Not just a clever name because of the pigeon that is my screensaver. Not screensaver. That is the picture for this week's vlog video. Vlog video? Wow. Vlog literally has video in it. Okay. I'm just rambling. I always ramble. That's who I am. This past week has been eye-opening. Got sick again. And I'm starting to realize it's my own fault that I keep getting sick. It's not just about my immune system. I keep pushing myself too hard. I am technically disabled or alter-abled or whatever you want to call it. I have gotten into online disputes about the terminology before. And I suffer from ADHD, possible autism, just undiagnosed. I have depression and anxiety and chronic pain. And I keep trying to work like I'm a neurotypical and an able-bodied person, because that's what's been expected of me my whole life. I'm big. I look like I'm capable of things. I don't necessarily look physically fit. I'm definitely overweight, which I'm working on, not because of fat phobia or anything stupid like that. I'm working on it because my knees are suffering. I have what's called patellar tracking disorder, which is where the kneecaps move around instead of pointing straight forward like they're supposed to. And this causes a lot of pain, and especially when you're overweight on top of that, the knees just can't handle it. So it is what it is. And that kind of brings me back around to something I've been thinking about a lot today. And that's typecasting, which is just another way to be pigeonholed. So I have always hated pigeonholing. Yeah, well, that too. I've always hated typecasting because I don't understand it. How can you look at another human being and like put them in a little box? You know, it's like all those labels people wanted to give you in elementary school and middle school, like you're a geek, you're a jock, you're a prep, you're a goth. Like, people are so much more complicated than these simple labels we try to put on each other. And it's the same for typecasting. Like, someone may look like a basketball player but have absolutely no coordination whatsoever. And like, you might be able to cast them as one if you don't make them do the athletic stuff, but like, if you cast them as something that they're actually strong in, it makes more sense to me. But it's like, I don't know. I even had an experience with this, like, keep playing your game. I even had like an experience with this in college, where I was trying to adhere to and understand the typecasting thing, and like, to the extent of my knowledge, it's always just been based off of physical appearance. So I had a classmate who is now doing even better than I am. But at the time, we were, peers, classmates, and I told him that he would be. I thought it would be a good idea for him to look into roles that a certain actor played. The actor being Christopher Judge, who, if you don't know, was the voice of Kratos in God of War. He was Teal'c in Stargate SG-1. He played Magneto in one of the animated X-Men series. And he did a lot of stuff. And honestly, like, the main thing I was thinking of at that time is that classmate, I believe, had been a football player in high school. And there was an episode of MacGyver where Christopher Judge played a football player. So to my knowledge of typecasting, it seemed like, okay, they can play the same roles, and he came back the next day and he's like, well, all I really see between us, like, similarities is our physical appearance. We're just both big black guys. And I'm like, well, isn't that kind of how typecasting works? Like, they just type you on your physical appearance. And, he just got this really thoughtful look on his face and kind of walked away. And I mean, I also said something about how I'm just, like, a large white girl, which is also true, because, like, what is my typecasting? Like, if I weren't overweight, if I were physically fit, right, my typecasting would be, like, Viking, Amazonian, basketball player, and, like, things that, like, involve a lot of my physical size. And it's just, I don't get it, though. Like, I think typecasting's stupid. I think it's unimaginative. And I think it's 2025 and we can do better. We can do so much better. Oh, hi. Hello in the chat down there. Sorry, I wasn't trying to ignore you. I was just on a tangent. But anyway, that same actor has now gone on to do some pretty cool roles, one of which was for sci-fi, so I still assert that I was not completely wrong in my assessment of what type of roles he could play. But I have seen him perform with incredible range when we were in college and now, and I hope he continues to be successful because he's doing great, and he's a great guy, and he's always been, like, super kind to everyone. And I don't know if I should be name dropping. That's why I haven't said his name. You know what I mean? Like, I don't. Whatever. But he's doing really well for himself, and I'm happy for him. I'm a little sad that I've lost touch with, like, everyone that I went to school with, to acting school with. Not everyone, but, like, the vast majority of people that I was friendly with in college, we've, like, just lost touch. And I think a lot of it has to do with my neurodivergency. I forget to reach out to people, and, like, I've even lost other colleagues that way, like, who could have been friends, who I like. Sorry, I got distracted. I'm watching my daughter. We're at the park. It sucks being pigeonholed. And when I saw that pigeon on the subway the other day, it, like, unlocked something in my brain, in my neurodivergent brain, that brought me down this rabbit hole. And now we're here. And life doesn't turn out the way that we want it to. It turns out the way that it turns out, you know? Sometimes it is the way we want it to, and other times it's completely different from where we imagined ourselves. But we can either sit and mope around when things don't go our way, or we can get determined, set goals for ourselves. Like when I was a kid, I did not understand goals. Nobody made me feel like I had to have a direction in life. And I'm not sure that was a bad thing. I remember when I was talking to my therapist a few weeks ago, we talked about, you know, she had tricked me into those like 21 good traits about myself or something. And one of the things on the list was ambitious. And I didn't pick it because I'm not particularly ambitious. And I've never seen ambitious as a positive quality. Every time I think of ambitious, I think of people hurting others to try to get to the top and doing anything they can to get ahead, and like, that's just not me. But I think and I'm big enough to admit this, not just physically, but on the metaphorical scale, I'm big enough to admit that I think I was wrong. I think ambition can cause people to lose sight of their values and their morality and hurt others to try to get ahead. But ambition doesn't have to be a bad thing. You could be ambitious in the good you want to accomplish in the world. You can be ambitious in your art without your ambition being dependent or hingent on or intingent on money or power or what have you. And I want to try to be a more ambitious person in a positive way. Because, like I said, you don't have to let ambition turn you into someone that you don't want to be, that you can't be proud of, you know? I think your friend is leaving the park, AJ. It's okay, we gotta leave in a couple minutes too, but I think I see him walking out with his mom. I'm not kidding. Alright. Well, thank you guys for listening to my ramblings. I've been working on book 3 this week, so if you're interested in reading the first 2 books, which you should be because I've gotten great reviews on the first one, but only sold one of the second one so far that I know of. Okay, but he's gone. He's gone! He left with his mom! She's not listening. Alright, well, thanks for listening to my ramblings and for all of your support. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Share with your friends if you think that they would like to hear my ramblings. Thanks again, and remember to lead with empathy. Enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. Bye!